So right now I'm going to do an agent's visual inspection disclosure. So what that means is once you're in escrow on a house, if you're a buyer and your agent is going to the house, they are required legally to look at the entire property and write down notes that they see. The intent here is to make sure that your realtor is looking after you, and a good real estate agent is going to be fairly detailed in the AVID. And the point of the AVID is basically just to make sure no stone gets unturned. I've gone to the property and I've looked at it and I've seen things that maybe the buyer wants to check out or look at or have inspected. Now, I've been doing this for 25 years and my AVIDs are a little bit more detailed, which basically means if you're buying, I'm probably not going to miss anything. I've been on hundreds of inspections, and listened to all these different inspectors say all these different things about properties, from foundation, drainage, roof condition, everything that you could possibly think of. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to document an agent visual inspection on this property that my client is buying, and I hope you enjoy. So if you really want to learn all the details that we look at and all the different things that you can inspect on a property, you should probably watch this video. Maybe turn it on 1.5 times speed, watch the whole thing. I'm going to try to be as educational as possible for you, and I hope you enjoy. This is an agent's visual inspection disclosure. And I'm Alan Taylor with Compass, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so this is the retaining wall right here that was built without permit. I just taking a visual look at it. I mean, it looks super clean. I don't see any significant cracking or really cracking of any kind. It looks really pretty. Probably retains some of the hillside and you know, some of this hill probably sloughs down or did. And so this retaining wall just makes it look more tidy. I don't think there's any drainage behind here. If you want to ask the contractor, you can. I think technically these walls are supposed to have like little weep holes. That's probably what this is right here, so that water can just weep itself out. Let's keep going. Okay, so the driveway has multiple cracks on it as well. You can see, obviously there's a lot of vegetation. The geologist came out and took a look at everything, and this is the bedrock he was talking about. It's like he said it's like a soft shale. So he pointed that to being good. That fence, I guess, is probably just more for animals and stuff. Let's keep going. They did say that the gate motor was recently replaced. And let's see, it's a lift master. And there's the motor right there, so that was probably replaced. Okay, you can tell from the driveway that basically it all slopes that way, so water runoff is just gonna go in that direction. I haven't checked out any of the trees really. If you wanna get an arborist out here, you certainly can. I just noted that there's a gas meter there, and it's also like leaning, so we should have Jack take a look at that. I'm assuming that's the gas meter for this property. So you've got a lot of non-conforming retaining walls and stuff, debris that's broken up. These are the railroad retaining walls, which have these like pipes right here. You know, you couldn't build something like this today. And this concrete piece was added right here, this ribbon, which I'm guessing was probably some type of repair because of the way everything's kind of sloping off this way. So talk to your drainage guy about that. And let's see. So here is the front of the house. Driveway's got cracks. There's a repair here in the middle. I was told this was the sewer line that goes from up there and connects to the sewer line. So your clean out is here. So this is your sewer line clean out right there. These were installed, you know, probably in the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years, and there's two. And those are so that you can stick a camera in there and check out the line. Now here's a large section of concrete that was dug up, and the listing agent says this is where the sewer line from the upstairs room was connected to the main. So I don't know what's going on here. My guess is that was just always the garage wall. And this concrete probably looks a little older than this one. So this is probably where they dug it up. It goes underneath my car and goes all the way down here. And my guess is that's where the sewer line goes. But the sewer line probably drops down and goes down to the city there. But you should get a sewer line guy out here to double check that. This fence is being broken up by this eucalyptus tree. I don't think you need to look at that. It's up to you. Fence is leaning probably because of the eucalyptus tree. All right, let's keep going. So one thing you're going to notice right here is that a very large portion of this structure is below grade. So as you have the upstairs part of the house, the living space up there below grade, and we'll take a look behind it, you can see that you'll need to have drainage measures to make sure that no water gets in there. This house is like adorable, by the way. Here's your garage floor. So you can see all this white stuff here is efflorescence. That indicates that water has been inside the garage. You can see all these streaks. You can see water up here in the ceiling. All that's evidence of water. So my guess is during heavy rains, water just ultimately drips down. And we're in the back of the house. The interesting thing is that this is the garage wall, but the living space actually goes further behind it. But you can see there's water all along the back there. And then there's more evidence, all that little black stuff that you see there, that's evidence of water. Let's see what else we got here. So a little bit more water. And this would be the sewer line right here that comes down, exits into the ground there. And then that's probably why you see this repair there, and then it connects. So let's keep going. I'm gonna take you up here. Let's look at the structure. This wall looks good. So this is a wood deck. Jack, I don't know if any of this stuff was included. Is this all regular wood that needs to be checked for termites?
Yeah, but
probably.
It is redwood.
Oh, it's redwood.
It's pretty new. It's in pretty good shape.
Jack Geronda, everybody.
Hi.
One of the best inspectors in town.
Hi there. It's Maya. Let me brush my hair real quick.
So this is redwood, which means
Yeah.
you think it might be more termite resistant?
Yeah, oh, for sure, definitely. This is actually not too old. This is in very good condition. I haven't gone over too closely yet, but it's in good condition.
Have a termite look at it.
I mean, they should still look at it, but it's much more resistant.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
I can see there's some wood decay in some of the rafters.
Right there. Yeah. Okay, cool. I mean, you can see all this is below grade.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
so
in.
you've got to have it's got a little musty smell, so
Okay,
probably
we'll
has
see
some
what's
water.
I've got a thermal camera, so I'll
Okay.
see.
And then everywhere you look, you got these like little pipe board, sort of half done little retention measures throughout. So you might want to take a look at that. Here is the garage. No, sorry. This was the laundry room here. I think that's just soil down there, so I think we're good. All right, so here's behind the garage. So notice how, first of all, you've got these mature oak trees, pine trees. All of that is just dropping stuff right up against the house. And the foundation guy, he dug up all the debris there to see where the concrete was. So as you can see, you're about 12 inches of debris and stuff above the concrete. And so we have to check this back wall for moisture and just see what's going on and make sure that there's no moisture that's getting into the living space there of the structure. I'm probably gonna not look at every single inch of the grounds here. There's all these rubble, like retaining. I actually love this. This to me, I love. It's like kind of, I forget what they call it. It's not rubble, but to me, that's exactly the way that I would do it. I love those. And look at those little fences up there, super cool. You could totally turn this into like this Gonzo Gardens and make it more magical. I think they did a good job here with these, but there's a lot of other areas where you've got some significant issues, which I'm gonna show you. All right, so I'm in between the house and you've got basically a brick side up here and then you've got framing up there, all good. Anyways, this area here, this wall probably does not have any drainage. My guess is it's been there forever. Talk to the foundation guy about that. And you can look underneath. All that's, evidence of water, but of course at the deck it should have water underneath it. But all the water ultimately comes down here. And my guess is that ultimately makes its way down there because the grade slopes that way. So I think you're good there. Check with your foundation guy about that. This is the exterior space. That's the laundry room. I'm looking for signs of water. Obviously it needs a cleaning. You've got these cinder block walls. Those are rodent droppings there. This is going to be really difficult to kind of, here, hold on, let's see. So you got tons of rodents. There's rodents living in the water here. It's going to be really hard to waterproof this all the way, but it would be so great if you could, I would just clean up the cobwebs and probably just leave it in the exterior space. It's fine. I'd love it if this is like become part of the house where you walk through here and it feels like it's part of the house and that's like a door to the outside and a door to the outside. But anyways, I digress. Okay, so here we are. Let's go back to the front of the house. And what I'm gonna show you, we talked about this when we were here. All this cracking in the concrete is probably not ideal. The more water that gets into this, the more the slope kind of settles. You have this retaining wall right here. You have a concrete, kind of a rubble wall down there, and then you've got this non-conforming retaining wall, which you would never be able to do today, by the way, but it is here. And then you've got some like loose pipe board just kind of sitting there. You can see the retaining wall is being held up by these pipes that go down. It doesn't look like that's failing, but you can see how all this is just sloping this way. And then inside the house, you've got sloping. So you've got to somehow control all the drainage on this side of the house. I mean, this has all been done over 70 years. And the foundation guy who was here was basically saying that over 70 years of time, it's done this. So it may not, or likely won't just like fall apart tomorrow, but anything you can do to improve the drainage. The gutters need to be cleared out. The gutters are full of debris because I could see, actually it looks like there's no gutter even connected up there. So look at that gutter. Look at that thing. It's just sitting up there freestanding. There's no gutter on the garage, but then it's got this pipe that comes to here and then comes down here and then terminates right there. So you need to get gutters and control the water around that structure. And then all these gutters need to be cleared up so that water just continually goes away. Also, the slope of those gutters is important. If the gutters aren't right and they're not sloped properly, the water's just gonna overflow right off the top here, right onto the water, right into the planter, right on the floor, and right on down to here. So if those gutters are doing their job, instead of overflowing onto the property below, they're channeling the water away from the structure. So the fact that there are gutters is very good. I just need to check that those are like super cleared. And then my guess is there is none here on this side, in the bed, I should say. Okay, so here we are again. Lots of cracking in the decking here, which is not ideal. And you can see generally how this is just like all sloping down that way, which is to some degree slope failure. I don't really know what you do. Check with the foundation guy and the geologist on that who are here today. So this fence is a little wobbly. I don't know if the concrete just ends there and is just on top of soil, but you can see over here you've got these broken up retaining walls there. Let's see, you've got portions of concrete that were redone here and here and here and there, and then some that are cracking and then moving away. The tree here is probably not helping. Some of this is fine, but here's a look at some of the retaining wall there that's just like kind of being cracked away by the tree. And then here's another big crack there. So this tree is causing significant problems for this retaining wall. You should probably check with the foundation guy and see if that's something that needs to be dealt with. Here's your barn. Highly unlikely that this is permitted. By the way, again, I love this look right here, all this like rubble style wall. Really like that. But this whole entire retaining wall back here and this barn we're probably not done with permit, so double check that. As you can see, it looks like it just was like partially built and then just unfinished. There's probably a reason for that. Now, make sure you look at the survey lines on this property. Look, there's a blue jay down there. So take a look at the survey lines on the property or the lot lines and just check for any easements, because sometimes like this structure could be part of this property below, and you want to make sure that there's no issues with it. You want to kind of understand the property lines. Let's keep going. We'll take a look inside the barn and just see what's going on. Depending on what you want to do with this, if you want to leave it a barn, you're in good shape. But of course, if you want to put something here, you're going to want to take a good look at that first. You can just see a lot of efflorescence and water was in here. So basically, no matter what you put in here, water's just going to come through there. And then let's see. So you can see this wall's failing. So you might want to have a foundation guy just take a look at that. Have your geologist tell you what kind of soils there are. This is probably a cut and fill lot, which means they cut into the hill this way to make it flat and then took whatever they cut and put it over here. So that's probably why this is all kind of gently sloping that way. Yeah, but this is failing. This is leaning. Hard for me to show you here, but this wall is basically just leaning over. And there's also no concrete inside these. There's supposed to be. All right, let's see what else. So here's another look at the retaining wall here. Another retaining wall, I should say. We don't know exactly where the property lines are, so if you really want to know, you're going to have to get a survey. Most people just kind of buy these and just figure that that's property lines or the fences, but you really do need to know, and you need to find out. And the only way to know that is to get a survey. It does take time. It could take up to 2 weeks, but that could help you a lot with disputes on property at some point. But check out this whole area up here. Like, this is cool. You could totally use this space and hang out. What a property. All right, let's go inside, guys, and we'll finish up. Okay, so now we are in the interior of the bonus room or storage room or whatever this is over the garage. And there's definitely a significant musty smell. Let's see. I do see a little bit of, I don't think that's water. It looks like there's some mold up there on the ridge. So you can see all that black stuff, that's probably mold. Other than that, there's repairs that have been made here on the wall there. You can see where there's paint. So there's a repair. And it goes all the way to here. And whoever did the repair did a sloppy job. So I'm not really sure what that was. But you can just see the loose paint or the painting strokes all over the place. So that's an indication that there was a repair. It's okay. And then you've got some more, what could be evidence of moisture there. And then you've got a little crack there. Not a big deal. Sometimes you get leaks back there. That looks pretty clean. You can get leaks through the refrigerator could leak. It's pretty dry there. They did a really nice job on this space though, by the way. Okay, crack there, which is not a big deal. Let me check with your inspectors. This is where the back, I think this is where the back of the garage was. There. And this was like extra space that was added. So, interesting. It smells better in here than it did in that main room, but maybe that's just because I walked in there. Let's see. Okay, we've got water down here. So that's water. And this looks like the brick foundation you see in the back. This is just like a closet right here. I don't know what pipe that is. That might be an irrigation pipe, but I'm looking here. Behind this is probably concrete, and then behind this is not. So I see a little bubbling of the paint, but it looks like it's in decent shape. So this is the portion where there's a lot going on below grade, but interestingly enough, this is concrete. So if water's getting in here, you'd think you would see it. So anyways, just check with your drainage and your mold inspector. Have him check all that out. So this bathroom isn't working, so we need to know why. I don't believe the seller disclosed why this toilet isn't working. She may not know, but I'm assuming there's no issues with the sewer. Yeah, and you want to know that. Okay, so here we are in the living room. The first thing I notice, and this is consistent with the cracking slab out there, is that this room is just sloping down. So make sure you have a foundation and drainage contractor comment on that. And you want to find out, like, how long has it been here? How long has it been going on? You're looking for water. I'm looking for water at least. Looks like you got original casement windows. Okay. Here's your fireplace. I mean, this is a beautiful fireplace, by the way. Parquet floors. You probably have some sloping here in the front too. So the problem with the planter right up against the house is that there's a lot of water getting into the planter. It ultimately comes through here, degrades the foundation, then it slips. So it's slab on grade. So the only thing you can do is control water around the exterior of the building, and that should help. Looks like otherwise we're pretty good. I don't know, there's a lot of like, I don't know, glue and tape. I don't think that's water. There's a lot of discoloration in multiple areas. Let's see. This closet in here. Jack's gonna bring a flashlight in here. Look up here closer. And that just looks dirty in there. Okay, let's go to the dining room. Dining room, same thing, has a little bit of sloping that goes that way. It is cracking, which is probably consistent with some of the settling. Yeah, there's a little bit of cracking here, and I don't think this has been recently repainted, so. Okay, so here we are coming into the kitchen area, and you can see that the floors continue to slope that way. So again, drainage control here, getting water out of those planters. Again, I'm just looking everywhere for any signs of significant cracking or water. The floors are obviously extremely worn. I don't think you can sand and refinish those. You might be able to, but with the parquet there, maybe you do engineer floors at some point. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. Oh, I forgot there was a bathroom there. Hey, it's Jack again.
Me again.
Kitchen was remodeled at some point. I don't know how long ago. It's got a super dope Viking double oven with 6-burner and the griddle. Like, that's a great oven, so you're gonna love that. Checking under here for smells and water and mold. Jack's gonna look for that as well. Jack's gonna test the dishwasher. Hey Jack, the bathroom upstairs in the guest house says don't operate.
Oh, I haven't opened it yet.
Okay, so I just want to make sure you'll see that.
Okay.
I need to ask Carrie what that's about. Bathroom off the kitchen, little powder room, which is great. You got pantry space in here, which is good. Looks good to me. And I don't really see anything severe going on. They did mention, if you remember, that there's water in there, so definitely ask about that. And you've got condensation dripping down here, which is coming off the primary, which I'll show you a little bit. Okay, so now I'm in the hallway. Normal settling, cracking. No matter what you do, you're gonna paint these, the house is gonna continue to settle. You're on a hillside. I definitely would paint it, but don't expect there not to be some cracking. You've got cracking here from the return in the ceiling. More cracking here as you go outside, and you can see the condensation is dripping so badly there from the heating and air that the water is actually coming inside. Doesn't look like it's getting on the wood here, although you do have some wood that is like very deteriorated just over the years. I think that's just more walking, but you can see the condensation here is coming underneath the kick plate there and coming into the house, so that needs to be redirected. All right, so this is, let's go back this way. So hall bathroom here. Again, I'm looking for signs of like water and leaks and stuff like that. You've got a pretty clean looking bathroom here. This is Carrara marble. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. You've got a glass shower enclosure there. I don't see anything that's like scaring me. Sometimes you get flashlights and see like water in the corners there, but it looks pretty good to me. All right, you do have a little bit of cracked paint here in the corner. All right, bedroom number 1 upstairs. You've got this cool office, or set up as an office. I'm good, I don't see anything going on there. These windows look like they were replaced. Those are the original casement windows. If you do replace the windows here, you'll get some efficiency, but with all these trees, it probably stays fairly cool. Take a look at your Descanso gardens out there. Discoloration in the floor, which I don't really think is because of water or anything. I don't know. Have someone look at that. Super cool ceiling in here. This is an amazing room. Let's see. Probably a little bit of gradual sloping in this direction, which is consistent with the sloping that's going on downstairs. And then here is bedroom 2 upstairs. If you you look closely, you can see some variations in the ceiling drywall. This looks like it's in decent shape. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot in here. There you go, there's something. So you got some bubbling there on the ceiling. And then let's see, so we're in the closet. So a lot of times, well, I don't see it. That's the attic access there, which is busted and broken. Jack's gonna take a look up in there and see what he finds. Sometimes in these closets you see like evidence of water, whereas in here they paint the ceilings because they want to hide the water, but they don't see it in there. So if you look in there, sometimes you find it. I didn't see anything. I don't have a flashlight. All right, now here we are in the primary. Now you can see a couple different places where there was some patching. What a beautiful room this is. And I'm looking again at the corners, I'm looking at the roof. I'm really looking for any kind of signs of water intrusion or signs that the roof may be leaking. Cracking, anything, degradation. So you've got a crack here. Okay, here we are in the bathroom. Replaced window here. Bathroom looks super clean. I mean, needs a paint job. Otherwise, looks super clean. All right, guys, I think I'm done with my AVID. Thank you so much for watching. Again, we're trying to be as detailed as possible and just make sure that the buyer knows what they're getting and to know that there are no surprises. I'll just take you outside here to that deck and you can see this is probably the condensate drain line, which is just coming out right here and needs to be moved to a new location. All right, guys, thanks for checking out our agent's visual inspection disclosure. And yeah, give us a call if you have questions or if you've got a property to sell or if you want to buy a house. We're happy to help you out. Hey guys, I'm going to show you the best value in Sherman Oaks under $4 million. This modern, newer constructed estate has got fine finishes.